alright, it's kind of late, so I'm going to try and keep it down. I got to get in bed. Val's already in bed. But it just occurs to me, I was having an exchange, an email with the guy, and we're talking about dieting. And I know that you see people tell you, and they'll say to you, you can get everything you need from food. Supplements are the devil. Supplements are a ripoff. You can get everything you need from food. You can get everything you need from food. Some of the people that say this the most, again, look at their physiques. Look at that body. Is that the body you're trying to build? If I'm trying to build that kind of body, how do I know if I'm getting everything I need from food or not? I'm not pushing any boundary. I mean, it seems to just be, here's to eating and what you get is what you get. Well, that's not how it works. If you know what you're doing and there's a target and you intelligently formulate a diet plan to take you there, to get you there. Food is expensive. People tell you food's not that expensive. It doesn't cost that much to eat well. The hell it doesn't. Now, if you're just a person that's obese and you're trying to lose weight, maybe it won't cost you that much. But if you're already a guy in pretty decent shape, like me, like if I decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and bulk up, I want to put on another 10 pounds of muscle. I want to try and put on 10 pounds of muscle. Do you know how much food that's going to take? So if I'm putting a diet together for a guy, and his primary goal is mass gain, right off the top, I don't want to use the term bulking, but that's what I'm talking about. But there's a connotation to bulking that people believe you're gaining a bunch of fat. Too many guys, half the people that bulk, they just get fat. They get fat. Then they diet down and they come down. They really haven't really achieved much for all the poundage that they put on and carried around. That was just superfluous fat. Wasn't what they were after. So I'll just say mass gain because there's no real distinction. I mean, to me, a bulk is, you've seen when I bulk, I'm bulked right now. I don't, there's a limitation to how much fat I'm trying to gain, and I know what I'm doing, so it's not that difficult to put the size on without putting all that fat on. But the food is different. The amount of food is a lot more than most people give thought to, than they actually consider. So that's another thing. People think, well, I'll get somebody to do a diet for me if they don't know what they're doing themselves. Yeah, and there are people out there that say, oh, you don't need anybody to do your diet for you. For all these people, the know-it-alls that are all telling you, for all the people saying either, oh, you can get it all from food, you don't need supplements, all supplements are crap, you can get it all from food. You don't need anybody to put a diet together for you because, there's nothing to that. You can Google and learn everything you need to know. Oh, you don't need anybody to help you train or to give you any instruction or anything. You can just figure it out, find out that for yourself. Where are all these awesome physiques that are a result of all these people that know how to do all these things that they don't need any help or assistance or guidance with any of it? Right? They're not there. The guys are spouting this shit. They don't look like anything I want to look like. Now, granted, if you already know, if you do know, well, then you're not one of those people and you're not going to look like one of them, are you? Do you think I'm ever going to look like that? No. But with the eating portion of it, the foods that you're going to eat, the amounts of food it's going to take, as you continue to put on size, the amounts of food it's going to take, and that food has to be pretty clean. It has to be decent food. It has to be decent, good food. You add all that up. Then supplements, there are some supplements that are extremely useful. Oh, you don't want a supplement? You want to get it all from food? Okay. Well, you really, really learn how to do a serious mass gain, a real one. And then you come back and tell me about that later, once you know a little bit about nutrition and you have some serious success going. Okay? Yeah, you don't have to supplement, but food costs money. There's more food now. Believe me, you're already going to spend more on food than you think. Now, if you're not going to supplement with certain supplements that I would recommend, that I think most intelligent people would use, then don't. Now you just got to buy more food. Yeah. The supplements make it easy. because you're going to be eating so much. There's a point where you're just not going to want to eat anymore. You're not going to be able to find the time to eat. You're not going to be able to find the time to prepare the food. It's all going to be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, sure, you can do it to a point, but those supplements make it a lot easier. If you've got a job, if you've got school or classes or obligations, and it's going to be a lot easier with certain supplements. And certain supplements, like the beetroot powder, especially for older guys, it's something you should do. The L-arginine, and keep the plaque out of your, arteries and out of your capillaries. If it can build up and choke an artery, just think what we can do to the smaller passageways, like in your brain. All the dementia going crazy in this country. So there's a lot of supplements I think are very important, just like that baby aspirin every morning. I think it's important for older guys. I think it's important. A gallon of water a day, I think is very important. You start to add all this up. It's not a poor man's game. Now, can you do a mass gain on the cheap? Yeah, you can, but I'm going to be straight honest with you. You're compromising. You are compromising by definition. When you can't buy this food or you can't buy that food, you're going to have to find a cheaper way to do it. You're making a compromise right there. Well, guess what? That compromise is going to show in your physique. Either because you're not going to gain the mass you want, or you're going to gain some fat that you don't want to go with it. Think about it. So it's not an inexpensive venture by any means. Anyway, just food for thought.